Hello and welcome to another Drazy 160 video, and you'll notice there's been a bit of a delay in the middle of the series this time round, and part of that is because we have got a dog recently. We've got this lovely little puppy and she's called Molly and she is settling in, but of course that requires a fair bit of time to just sort of get her settled and do all the necessary stuff that we've got to do. So things have been a bit chaotic, but I have made some progress on the layouts. I have started by doing some of the wiring and aspects of the layout, which you probably won't see, but do make it a lot more reliable. There's a whole section over on the sort of southern section of Limoges, which has just been plagued with issues when locomotives go through there. So I've spent a bit of time just looking at the turnouts and making sure that they're all got the right settings on them, because with Kato turnouts you can change the settings, but also making sure that there's enough sort of power feeders going in there to try and resolve that. And luckily this is largely been resolved now, and we've got trains running through there now with a degree of reliability. Of course, if you run them too slow, there is always that risk they might just drop the voltage and sort of stop, but most of the time it's not a major issue and you can go to some quite slow speeds. The other things that I've done is I've started to do some more work on the northern approach, which was in the last video of the layout updates, I think episode 1 of season 2, and basically this is involved putting in the embankment with some vegetation, which I think is looking quite good, and also putting in a little bit of the sort of retaining wall brickwork. And the big thing that I've done is I've actually taken a block of flats from Architecture and Passion, and I decided I needed to make it into sort of a low relief, set of flats, and I've done that. Basically, it was chopping it in half using a razor saw in the various different components. It was a little bit tricky, but I think it turned out okay, and effectively that means I've got sort of 2 frontages, which has been given me a bit more space covered, and I think that it will look good in that space, which is where a similar type of block of flats is going to be. I decided to go for one that's off the shelf because I think it was it just looked a bit better to do, a bit easier to do than having to produce my own. And I'm all about doing things easier because I don't have the vast amount of time that I had when I was younger to sort of do things from scratch and spend all that time doing it. I've got to really be careful with my time. I've also started work on the southern approach as well. This has started with a bridge going over the railway and some terrain going in to support it. The bridge was, I decided to put that in as kind of a bridge that went in when the line was modernised. The idea behind it being that it replaced a level crossing in this location, so I'll probably also put in a redundant level crossing. And also on this sort of chunk of the layout, there's going to be a level crossing on the branch line. There's going to be some trees and stuff which you'd expect of a rural layout, but also a transformer station, which there are plenty of in this sort of area, and this is going to be a relatively small one, but I think it's going to be something that just adds that sort of element of realism to it. And there's also going to be a small house which is going to be on the middle between the 2 sort of main lines, and the house is going to have a load of old cars outside of it, which are going to be in various states of disrepair. You know, that one of those ones where people have accumulated cars over the years that have perhaps just been left to rack and ruin, and I just quite like the idea of that as part of being part of the countryside. I've also tried some of the automation aspects of the layout, which has been quite good. Some aspects of this do need working through. I think that the sort of the key thing is the stopping areas of where trains will stop in a block needs to be worked through, because they will go to a block and then just stop, whereas I need them to have a little bit more grace when slowing down. The next thing I'll need to do is to get a Moutier properly linked up to the rest of the network. It's been sort of not used with powered trains for the best part of a year and a half, and getting the track sensors installed is the next big job there, and getting all that programmed in. And I think I just need to have a proper full day to be able to do that, and that's one of those things where it's that old enemy of not having enough time to be able to do everything. But hopefully there'll be some more progress over towards December and then on into January. But in the meantime, I hope you have enjoyed this update. It's a smaller one than usual, but nevertheless, I thought it was worth just doing. This is probably going to be the last video of Season 2. There's going to be a new season coming probably in the new year. If I need to have a chance to do some specials over the Christmas period, I will try to. Maybe just some running videos of some trains and things. But in the meantime, have a very nice time, and we'll speak to you in the new year.